This one's a biggie, boys and girls, Dragon Ball fans alike. If it's not apparent, there's a lot of avenues in which you can go out and buy your collections, buy your singles, buy your favorite cards. eBay, WhatNot, TCG Player, private sale, conventions, more platforms than we could even imagine. Macari, the list is super long. It's so long we couldn't even list them all, right? But what I want to focus on today is a little proof in the pudding. Because as you know, I'm a very transparent person. You don't need to pay me no $2,500 like Jar Chomp from Pokemon to give you all the recipe, right? At the end of the day, what's good for you is good for me. What's good for me is good for you. And this is a community. And if I'm gatekeeping something, I think that's one thing. But if I'm willing to be open and honest and talk to people, I think that's a completely separate thing. And with this video, I'm going to show you actual results from my live streams on WhatNot. I'm going to show you the things that I use from Amazon that you could use. And all of this with the intention of doing one thing. And that is increasing the number of quality sellers on WhatNot. WhatNot's been around for a little while. They were actually a big competitor of mine when we ran Encore, a video-based marketplace, where this is live streaming. You have to sit there live for X amount of hours and entertain. Ours was a video. You record your video, you post it, and that was your video. So you got a 10-second video showing off a card. You're good to go. You list it, and that's your listing. So I'm very big on transparency. I want you to feel comfortable with what you're buying, which is why when I'm on WhatNot, I always make it a point. And I've talked about it here. You dictate the market, not me. If I see sales going down or I see sales going up, all of them start off at $1. Am I saying that's what you need to do? No, that's what I do. It's what I believe in. What I'm saying here, though, is that transparency, at least on WhatNot, and you get a little bit in other platforms, but at least on WhatNot, you can see the card. You can see the centering on the back of the card. You can see any damage that's going on with, you have your Lido, your light options to be able to see what's going on with that card. And assuming that seller knows how to ship a card properly, you might have yourself quite a good deal. Whether you're going the grading route, whether you're going a collecting route, whether you're playing the TCG, doesn't really matter. One thing we don't want is to flood Dragon Ball, specifically in WhatNot, or really any platform, with just happy sellers, right? So I really want to highlight this. I'm saying we need more quality sellers. Now, just because you're looking for more quality sellers doesn't mean the sellers that are on WhatNot are all necessarily bad. I'm sure you'll run into some good ones. I'm sure you'll run into some bad ones. There's always that. But today's purpose, the goal, is to emphasize resources, tools, and results that maybe you yourself could also do. You're watching this, you're listening to this, whatever your engagement with me is right now. I just asked you to have an open mind. Anthony, I've never really sold anything. Okay, no problem. Anthony, I sold a long time ago, but I not really jumping down into this. WhatNot's a little bit different than, eBay. eBay, I just listed, I forget how to say anything. That's fine. But if this is for you, if maybe you have that enthusiastic, energetic personality, you got a little bit of a salesman touch to you, you're a little like Ram thing. This could possibly be a route where you can provide an opportunity to a great set of collectors and community of Dragon Ball, while also being able to put some extra or potentially mainstream your income through this as well. Now, what's really interesting about Dragon Ball is that just about all of us has had a collection, and a majority of us have had a collection that we've had far longer than most would have. 2, 3, 4, 5, even longer. Masters, Fusion World, Vintage, Divers, Heroes. This applies to all of it. Now, I'm a Fusion World guy. I dabble a little bit into Masters. You've probably heard me say before, Divers and Heroes, I don't mess with too much. If I can't read the card, I don't sell it. But that doesn't mean there's no value. It doesn't mean you can't be a quality seller in those sections. And it doesn't mean you have to, confine yourself into a singles only scenario where you could be breaking, where you could be doing sealed, where you could be doing surprise sets. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. Let's dive right in. The first thing I want to call out, and I've talked about this in another video, is the opportunity that you have when it comes to Dragon Ball, specifically on WhatNot. I want you to take a look at this. At the time of this recording, it's Saturday. I'm sorry, it's Friday. I don't even know what day today is. It's Friday. Friday midday, we look at Pokemon, the GOAT, the OG, the one that started this all. I mean, kind of really started this all. 20,000 viewers. But when you look at Dragon Ball, we got 246. We are almost neck and neck with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been sending dudes to the Shadow Realm for decade plus. And Dragon Ball's right there, same stage. One Piece and Magic the Gathering. Now, I like to think of One Piece and Dragon Ball in their TCG world, their manga world, and even their TV pretty similar. A lot of people that went into One Piece came from Pokemon. Saw the opportunity. I think you're going to see that repeated with us eventually. It's kind of knocking on that door, but not quite there. So while that door is still closed, before people open it and rush in, this is the opportunity that you want to make for yourself to be a quality seller on the platform. Now, Ram, there's not a lot of meat left on the bone. So how am I going to make my cut? Well, if you're a quality seller, you got great products, chances are you have an amazing personality, hey, but more importantly, a great collection or good resource. Chances are, the more successful you are, the more often you're online, the more you're selling, people will just naturally come. Build it, and they shall come. And that's what Pokemon is. And yeah, we're in a little weird spot right now. We're like knocking on the door of puberty. Things are itching and smelling a little goofy, but before you know it, we're going to look pretty good. So Dragon Ball's got a lot of opportunity in there. Now, when I look at Dragon Ball, let's just click into Dragon Ball. Someone's going to get some free publicity here. Let's go high to low. Luna Treasures, I think, is number one. There you go. Luna Treasures, 44 people. Divers and Heroes, I think, is what he runs into. And then kind of take a look. 5, 4, 1, 2, 2. Right? It's middle of the day. I get it. Anthony, it's not Friday afternoon, Ram. What am I doing buying Dragon Ball? I got 20,000 people that are doing it for Pokemon. Am I saying it's going to be the exact same? I'm saying we need more quality sellers. That's not to say these individuals here are not quality sellers. But the more of those that we get, the more successful this community can grow. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you and I want to talk about is my actual numbers. Some of you may look at it and be like, wow, Anthony, that's really good. Some of you may look at it and say, wow, Ram, that's really bad. That opinion's up to you. I want to share this to you because me, myself, in this Dragon Ball world, maybe a year and a half, maybe, knocking on 2 years that I've been involved. So when Manga 1 came out, that was really cool. Manga 2 came out, that was even better. I was in about a year and a half. So my collection wasn't that big. But I knew Pokemon broadly. I knew that there was an opportunity here. And I wanted to buy some collections because I knew I wanted to go down this route. And when I went down this route, I amassed a very large collection. Not big grails. I'm talking $5, $10, $20 cards. For me, there's two ways that you're selling. If you're talking about singles, you can have those very high ticket items, lower sales, right? Or lower volume of sales, higher price points. Or you can have the smaller price points, smaller profits, but it's a volume. I'm a volume guy myself. So when I go through this, these are my actual sales numbers. Oh, apparently I clicked too far. And this was over the course of July. I only went live so far in July 4 times, Tuesdays, Saturdays. It's the only times I go. And from the recording of this until it's, until this is released, I probably would have gone 2 or 3 more times in this time frame. But in those 4 shows, we did almost $30,000 in sales, $28,000 in sales. My collections that I had purchased, I did not spend $28,000, right? Because the market was low. No one knew about it. No one thought about it. No one's thinking about it. Now they are. A little bit, not much. So that first sale that we did, that first Dragon Ball, we did 68, the following 66. We did a little, just shy of 6,000. It technically was over 2 days, past midnight. This last one, Tuesday, on a random Tuesday night, 8,500. One thing I want to call out is there's a chance that someone watching this right now, or maybe someone, they're playing the TCG, they've been collecting tournament cards, they've been collecting since FBO1. There's someone that's got an immense collection and they got a personality and they got a good head on their shoulder and they love this community. And maybe they are interested in selling it with a little bit of work, with a little bit of guidance. Don't worry, I'm not charging you $2,500. You can take that collection, or you can take that and you can sell it. And you can sell it on this platform. Again, I like WhatNot over other platforms because I can see it live right then and there. And as long as you have a good seller who knows what the hell they're doing when they're shipping it, should be bread and butter. So in this process, in this opportunity, I'll note a couple of things. I'm a nobody when it comes to Dragon Ball. Making a little bit of a name for myself. Some people, I go raid other people, they raid me. It's cool. People, it's a very small community. So when you kind of ruffle the feathers, people kind of yap about you. Maybe they see my videos, maybe they're on Instagram, maybe they've done business with me, they dollar started and they check me out. Whatever the case may be, but it's a small community. So as long as you set yourself up right out of the gate to be successful, you can be very successful. I got a full-time job. I got 6 kids. This isn't like, I don't need this. I do this because I love it, because I love this community. I got Dragon Ball tattooed to my leg. I breathe it. I live. My wife says, what's cool about you? That when I see you on your phone, I know it's not because you're texting another girl, you're on OnlyFans, or looking at, other women. You're talking about Dragon Ball, bird. I am. I love that. So if you got a passion for this, maybe you got a collection, maybe you got my buddy, he works at this local card shop. They offered me in the past, maybe I could pick up a case, take the tax returns. I got some Christmas money. I just sold a car. I got a little money. Anthony, I think I want to jump in, do it. If you got good intentions, do it. Quality sellers will bring quality buyers. Not everyone's going to be the best. Not everyone's going to be good. Not everyone's going to be perfect. But a majority can be. And that's where you come in. Now, you have different options here. I personally like dollar start single. It's fast, it's energetic, have a good time, we laugh with each other. Make sure you join, again, Tuesdays, 9 o'clock, Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. But you do have some options. So I'm a ripper. I love ripping. The only thing I have sealed is 2 Beyond Generations collector's boxes. I technically have a couple mangas sealed, but I have intended to rip them. But you do have some options, and here's some of the options on how you can sell. If this is something that you're passionate, maybe you just needed a little nudge from Ramfin. Well, you got singles, high value, low value, mid. Then you also have breaks, the rips and shits, right? Hey, I'm going to rip open this box of manga SBO1. You're going to buy a pack. I'll rip that pack live on screen. Whatever's in there, whether it's the hit or the bulk, I throw it in there and I send it to you. Some people do it a little bit differently. Sometimes they only send the hits. Sometimes they send the bulk. I don't know how I'm going to do mine. I think my first one is next week. By the time this video airs, I probably would have figured it out. But you can do breaks. So RAM, I don't have the, I can't go buy inventory, but I do have a couple of cases that I bought for super cheap. Maybe I can do this. Maybe you can. You prepare the right way. You plan the right way. I talked about it on my Instagram, BAMSIS. Right? It's this military acronym to how to plan out and execute something like this. You should Google it. Then you have surprise sets. Now, surprise sets is a little bit different. Go into WhatNot, watch some Pokemon people do it. Essentially, it's a big wheel. Hey, I'm going to buy a ticket, if you will. I don't know what they call it. I still have to look into it a little bit more. But you essentially buy a ticket, the wheel spins, item pops up. You got a chance of hitting it big. You got a chance of hitting it small, though, as well. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. Now, a couple of things that I would recommend to better place yourself in the position to be most successful is, number one, make sure you plan this shit out. You got to know the dates. You got to know the times. You got to talk to people. You got to market it yourself. Go on social media, DM people, do whatever you got to do. I don't care. I do all my stuff. I don't pay nobody to do nothing. Posting this video, I guess you can argue. But more importantly than just that is the tools you need. Now, I talked about, I got lights, right? In a couple of my other videos, how to prepare your cards for grading. I kind of, this little technique where you kind of move the card into the light so that you can see any damage, things, vents, what have you. Lights are a good place to start. I don't have these exact lights. I couldn't find the exact one. I love mine, but I couldn't. Maybe my wife bought these for me. But lights, $18. Little investment. You probably have this for your freaking TikTok dances where you're doing the shuffle. I don't know. Just as important of this, because I'm a volume set, I have my own thermal printer. I apparently bought this twice, but it's been good for me for the last couple of years. Maybe I bought it for a gift or something. Find yourself a thermal printer. It's laser, no ink. Don't print stuff on a printer. It's a waste of time, money, and energy. But of course, you're going to need paper for those. These labels, you rip them off, you stick it right on top of that bag, right on top of that box, you're good to go. 500 of them cost $12. I buy them at 10,000. This one's only 4,000, but I buy them. Need that many. Volume seller. Any card I show off comes out of the sleeve. Transparency. I show it to them. I call out anything I see. I run the auction. Now that's a little bit different with rips, a little bit different with surprise sets. That's how I do my signals. Each card, no matter what, will get its own individual penny sleeve, its own individual top loader. If you've been collecting, you've been in this world, you probably have a bucket. You probably thrown away more than you can think. Stop throwing them away if you're interested. Keep them. Because even though they're a little crummy, they're good for shipping. 1,600 of them. I usually buy these 16 at a time. I just get a whole stack of them, giant shelf, and then I open them up as I need. Absolutely great. And that's just the first layer for the card. The second layer is then that card is going to go inside or between these dent dings. And these dent dings, I put little tape on the edges so that card doesn't slide anywhere. So now I got my penny sleeve, my top loader, my dent ding. That then goes inside of right here in the black top right. This little sleeve. Rip off the top, fold it down. That whole thing goes inside of a poly bag. About 10,000 of these, $50. Put it inside, fold it up, rip it off, slap your label right on top. Your card's ready for shipping. Now, there's 100 different ways that you can ship these. I recommend you go to some of the top sellers you find on WhatNot. Buy 1 or 2 cards. See how they ship it. See how quick they do it. See the quality in which they do it. See how they sell their cards. One of the things in BAMSIS is do some reconnaissance. Go out and see what other people are doing. If I were you and you're interested, I'd go watch Lolo Luna Treasures. See how he runs his show. See how he shows them off. See what his setup looks like. Little things like lighting, music, energy can make a big difference. I have no association with this person. I'm sure he's really good. Big deal. Look at what everyone's doing. Find the qualities that make you say, I will buy from them. Hopefully buy from them, support them. I'm sure they're all great sellers. They're here in the middle of the day busting their ass. And see what they're doing right, see what they're doing wrong. Come up with your own way. And then go out there and do it. Because we need more quality sellers on the platform. There's a lot of opportunity. If now, while things are kind of similar, you can kind of trip. You can kind of fall. This is a crawl, walk, run situation. You don't need to go be the best tomorrow. Well, Ram, I don't have a way to put music in the background. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it. That's not the enhancement. It's good. It's an enhancement. Ram, I saw the way you run it. I can't do that for 4 or 5 hours. That's not a problem. You can figure out the way that makes most sense for you. If you look at Kai does it a certain way. I do it a certain way. Everyone kind of does a certain way. I would recommend, if this is something you're seriously considering, hop on Instagram, DM me. I'll answer any questions that you want. I'll help you out as much as I can. Inside of the description, I put in a referral link. You want to do it? Support me, support you. You get a little bit of extra bonus your first week. I get a little bit of credits from behind the scenes when you sign up as a seller and you're approved. I think overall, do you want 1 or 2, 3 or 4 tyrants running WhatNot, where everybody just flows to them, where it's just dog eat dog? Or would you rather have options as a buyer? Maybe you relate a little bit differently to divers or heroes or masters or fusion or vintage. Maybe, Ram, I don't want to do any of those. I want to do something completely different. Do it. Because we're about to dump 140 million into the IP of Dragon Ball. We've got Beerus coming up. Nice little remake. Movies, the mangas. I can't wait until we start talking about Gas, Granola, Mora. Absolutely. Ultra Ego. There is an opportunity standing right in front of you. Decide for yourself. Anthony, I'm ready to watch and support you. Go to the sky. Anthony, I want to join you. I want to be right there. We might have very different paths, right? Here I am making videos, Instagrams, whatnot. Things can change. There might be a void that you need to fill. And if you're a quality seller, a good person, someone that knows this community and cares, gives a damn, I would highly recommend that you consider this. It's a good opportunity for you financially. It's a good opportunity for the community, a great opportunity for you to position yourself for long-term opportunity. How many times do you think I could say opportunity in one sentence? Anyways, if you don't already, check out the links inside of the description. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment, Anthony, this was a terrible idea. WhatNot is full of scammers. You're one of them. Okay. Ram fam, this is great. I want to get started. How can I reach out to you? DM me on IG. If you're interested, got questions, comments, concerns, reach out. Until tomorrow, we will see you then. Have a good one, everybody.